Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week, another XGR, the Xpound Gaming Radio. Today, I am your host, Richter Hammer, and joining me, as per usual, is Chris, a.k.a. The Mole.
What's up?
And Anastasia Laserbeam.
Hello.
And as we do it, we're going to go through up to 2 little bits of news from the previous week and up to 2 games that we played, and then our topic, which is going to be franchises when other companies released a game for it or took over for it. And which ones worked, which didn't, that kind of thing. So, for first bit of news, why don't you take it away, Pew?
All right. My first bit of news, Miiverse is getting a new redesign, because that's what everybody's been asking for. God, why my Miiverse, fucking my Miiverse, it's not freaking the way I want it. God damn Miiverse.
Miiverse is awesome. It does need new functionality, like
it really does. Search. I was just being a super troll.
Yeah, like the ability to search would be great because you'll go on Miiverse for what it's intended for, to see what other gamers have asked questions about and to get help, and the first page is all just fucking pictures that people have yayed. Like, oh, someone drew a picture of Yoshi. That's cool and helpful.
They actually separate drawings from.
Thanks, Sonic Board.
They actually have a whole separate section for journal entries, what they're called. That's what the word ones are called, screenshots of the game, and drawing. So it's a 2 separate sections. So now the 2 are, mixing up, I guess. So you can just find, like, hey, because I freaking use the Miiverse all the time in Zombie U, and I couldn't figure out shit. And that was a lot.
Nice.
And it was cool because like people would be posting like the same shit as me. Anyway, so basically that's been one big improvement right there. Also, you have you only can post 30 comments a day and 30 posts a day. So I think that's good that people don't spam the shit out of things.
I could see that.
I mean, like, if you're really doing, more than, like, 60 comments and posts, like, really a lot, like, I can understand you're having that, but, like, if you're gonna, like, instant message each other,
Although,
yeah.
I can agree with that, but at the same time, I kind of feel like they shouldn't do that. Because I don't know if you've seen this or not, Rick, but on Miiverse, there are people who are doing, like we do on various stuff, like written reviews and stuff like that. On Miiverse, and because there's a character limit, it has to be post, then post, then post, then post, then post. And I feel like that's just going to stop people being able to do that. I mean, I know that's not meant to be a functionality of the game, of Miiverse, but it's still kind of cool that people were using it to show reviews, so you were like, okay, so this is what this Miiverse person thinks of the game.
That's cool.
What's up with Nintendo and 30? Like, their demos randomly only have 30 uses, and now it's like 30 posts. Is that some, like, mathematical divinity that they're like, 30, that's our number?
I think 30 would give me, like, give them a number, enough for a review or something. Because that's, like, if you do in text form, that gives you, like, I don't know what the character limit is, but it's, like, a decent paragraph, and then you can have, 30 more of those. So.
Fair enough. I remember at one point there was a big character limit that was almost worse than Twitter. They had extended it, but I haven't noticed how much they've extended it to.
Okay, so also they have a lot faster updating. I don't know if you know this, but whenever you go to the Miiverse and it goes like 6 minutes later, you're finally connected to the fucking Miiverse. Yeah, so Nintendo don't do online, ha ha ha. No.
Actually, this holiday season, Nintendo was the only company that did online.
Yeah, but like they said they fixed that also, so it shouldn't be. Because I can't tell you, like when I did the Wind Waker thing, you get the tingle bottles, and I like looking at that sometimes. But every time I wanted to look at one, it would open. Wouldn't open it directly, like at least the way I was doing it. It would open in the Miiverse, and I'm like, no, I forgot, no. And it would take me like 6 minutes to go to the Miiverse and out of my game just so I could look at a freaking tingle bottle of some person drawing a shitty picture or, posting some horrible thing, and I'm like, I hate you, you just stole minutes of my life. That should be a crime. I should be able to arrest you for that, like a time thief. But
I wish.
it's like Mother's Day where you apologize for like your existence. Yeah, but that's pretty much like the main thing of it. Just generally faster. Also, it's like a lot of aesthetically, it's prettier looking. Guess you could say, because now they have like the top categories where you kind of see the stuff that people posted in the top banner part, which is really cool. And you have like more info about a specific chat, so you know, like, because there may be several of them based on one thing.
Nice.
You also can they look like little notebook things, which is super adorable. Like they have like little like spiral notebooks at the end and stuff for all like the journal ones, and I think that's a super adorable. Because that's what the written ones are called, journal entries, and they look like freaking like a spiral notebook. That's super cute. And the other the drawing ones, they're just like a sketch pad, so that's cool. Also, they have things specifically labeled question or like answer, spoiler, like statement, whatever. So I think that's interesting. Like these are questions, these are particular answers. Organize it.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Nice. All right, Mole, your first news?
My first news, just because I figured we kind of needed to, because we were like, why did they keep doing this at E3? I figured out, people think they figured out, at least, why Xbox was hyping the next convention. And that is because, according to the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, he said, we need to do better in Europe. He said in the latest issue of Edge via Video Gamer, when I look globally at mainland Europe, it's definitely an area we want to focus on. And then he talks about going to the Europe-centric convention Gamescom, and he's like, so you're going to see some brand new games, obviously some repeats, but you're going to see Scalebound, Crackdown, Quantum Break from my friends at Remedy. And from a standpoint, I like where we are. I think the team's doing a great job with the games and building a platform for gamers, which people have speculated that's the reason why, because recent stuff that's come out has said PlayStation 4 out of consoles is 90% of all consoles sold in Europe. Out of this gen, 90% is just PS4s. And it's like, wow, that's kind of huge.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but it makes sense because, like they've mentioned in the past, like PS2 outsold the original Xbox. Xbox 360 sold for the first year and a half because there was no PS3. But then after that, every year after that, the PS3 sold more units than the Xbox did, and then by the end of the generation, beat them. So it's like people in Europe and the rest of the world seem to favour Sony, so I think Xbox is trying to win back the rest of the world, if that makes sense. Which, that makes sense. You should do that if you're behind.
Yeah.
But I figured I'd just mention that because, yay, Scalebound, and yay, Crackdown for Rick.
Yay,
Crackdown. Scalebound, I want to see that. But I was like we mentioned during the E3 one, we were like, why do they keep mentioning Gamescom? Now we know it's because they need Europe. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Awesome.
Everybody needs Europe.
We are a pretty big continent. But over to Rick.
All right, so for my first bit of news, Yacht Club Games announced that Shovel Knight is going to get a physical release, and it will have versions. It's coming October, October 13th, 2015 for Europe, or for America, and Europe is October 16th, 2015. $20 MSRP, and physical version will be available on the 3DS, Wii U, PS4, Xbox One, and in Europe. Only they get a PC one. So no Vita one, but that's okay, I guess.
What else?
But and they've also said that like the downloadable version, that one will get all the content updates for free, including the upcoming mode where you play as one of the villains. Yes?
There's a Vita version. You pop it in your PS4 or PS3 and use it as a second screen. Vita version. Boom.
Well, there is a downloadable Vita version. There's going to be no physical Vita version, though, on a cartridge.
Yeah, I was about using a second screen to play it from your PS3's physical copy. Boom! Physical Vita.
That's
We're cheating the system.
Copy.
We're cheating the system. That's not how this works.
No, that's not how that works.
It's also weird that Europe gets a PC one, not like America or anything like that. It's like, really just one? Although I suppose in America, I'm guessing most Americans will probably buy their PC games from Steam.
Probably, yeah. PC people don't like their physical copies. Which is funny if you consider old school like PC releases when it came with the map and the giant decoder wheel and the instruction booklet that was like huge and the big old boxes and stuff.
I always liked the physical release more than the digital, but I do get digital stuff now and again. However, I just find it funny that most PC gamers use Steam, yet one of the things they all take the piss out of with, as they say, Xbone, is the fact, oh yeah, they were going to make you download all your games. Cool, so how is Steam? That's completely different because I can boot that up on multiple systems. You could on the Xbox.
Just like the name Xpound because it's shorter and less work to say.
Actually, a lot of them use, as Richter can vouch for, a lot of the Xbox haters use Xbone because it has bone and it's like Microsoft is boning you.
I know, but it's like the sort of Xbox One and like Xbox and One put together, and it's so easy. So I want to take away the negative connotation of that and just use it like freely, so I can have really easy, less word speech.
That's fine, but people will still use it negatively.
I know, but I don't want people to think I would be using it negatively.
Too late.
Too late.
Because it's such a nice word that it's such a like it's like a clever combination of words, and it's like I want to take that back.
I know.
The people that use that more often are also probably the people that when they write MS for Microsoft, they make the S a dollar sign because they're fucking edgy like 1998.
That's a fucking with the freaking dollar sign. That's how bad that is. Like I spell my name with a fucking dollar sign.
It was like funny the first time I saw it, but that was like what, like the year 2000. Like that hasn't been like for like a decade, and there's still people that do it, and you're just like, oh.
I will admit I've done that before now, like the M and dollar sign.
Mm-hmm.
But also, while I liked Star Wars and really liked George Lucas, I really liked putting the S's as dollar signs in his name.
At least that would make more sense.
But yeah, no, okay, which is weird, and it's slightly off topic. But like I said, I just find it weird that they were like, yeah, but with Steam you can share it onto multiple systems. You could with the Xbox One.
Yep.
Yeah, well, the Xbox One has DRM. So does Steam.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, the Xbox One, has worse graphics.
The Xbox One, your parents, we get it.
And I'm like, I know it's got worse graphics than a PS4, and that's got worse graphics than a PC, but who gives a shit? No one. I've never played. When I play on the Xbox One, it's even the same thing with the Wii U. When I play on the Wii U, which is weaker than the Xbox One, I don't look at it and go, oh my god, my eyes. Oh god. Oh no. Oh, the low resolution. Oh.
It's getting to the point where, like, it's just like whatever. You're gonna hate it because you hate it, and that's end.
Pretty much.
Yep.
It's funny to watch him justify it.
I also think it's funny that I honestly believe with the Xbox One at the moment, I believe the media is slightly biased.
Oh?
Don't know if Rick would agree or not, but when PS3 was behind, when it was behind the Xbox 360, every year I would see articles of, is this the year of PlayStation? I've not once seen that with Xbox One. And a part of me thinks the reason why is people who were writing for media sites would be about, say, Jim's age or my age or something. Mm-hmm. They probably grew up on PS1s, then PS2s and stuff, so they're going to favour Sony. And I think that's kind of bad, if that makes sense. Like, It seems a little biased in the media, at least.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I also feel it's like because most of the internet thinks it's cool to hate on it now, they won't defend it. Just like when everyone thought it was cool to hate on the Wii U, there was very few people defending it. And I'm like, I like my Wii U. Oh, but it's got no games. I got enough games. But what about the third parties? Okay, well, if I want a third-party game, I'll go on the PS4, the Xbox One. Because I'll tell you what, the Xbox One and PS4, their first-party games this generation suck balls. So Nintendo will be my first-party machine. The others are basically my third-party machine.
Those people are so lame. They're not going to get a first party, let alone be invited to 3.
Yeah. But that was off topic. That was off topic. My bad.
That's fine. Pew, your second bit of news.
Okay. Hello, Aussies. I'm sorry it's gonna suck for you even more. I'm just gonna apologize right now. I'm talking to the strictly video game. I can't say it. Video gamers. I'm not saying that it sucks to live in Australia or anything like that. That I have no opinion on.
Who the fuck says video gamers? Don't most people say gamers?
Well, you know what? They're so fucking crazy and specific. I have to be very specific.
I'm not a video gamer. I play Games Workshop games. I'm a gamer.
And you know what? I'm going to say video games specifically because there are, tabletop games because, I've actually been in a situation where he's, oh, you're a gamer? And he's like, yeah, what games do you play? Dungeons and Dragons, and he has all these tabletop games. I'm like, you don't play video games, do you? No, but I'm a super hard gamer. I'm like, do you even know what that word means, really?
Yes, a gamer equals someone who plays a game. It doesn't matter what format it's on.
I know, but when you hear someone who goes off about how they're the biggest, baddest gamer ever in the entire world and all this shit, and what do you play? I play Magic the Gathering and tabletop games. And I'm like, that's cool, but you kind of just seriously manipulated your speech in a way that made me consider that you're playing video games, which is totally fine. Magic the Gathering.
You thought they were gamers, but instead they're just paying for random collectible shit for the purpose of playing their games. So how are your amiibos?
I haven't actually. I don't buy amiibos. People give me amiibos, but
You went out and kept telling us how much you bought the Villager or whichever one it was.
I did buy the Villager. I only had bought 2 for myself, and one of them I got at an extreme discount because I pre-ordered it.
I know, I'm joking. I've bought 2 amiibos, and I like the Disney Infinity games.
But I have 6 now, and that's because people keep giving them to me. It's okay. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, you're anyone's for an amiibo. You just agreed. Cool.
Wait, what?
No.
I don't know what just happened. Okay, so anyway. Australia suckage for video games. Sorry. Australia banned 222 video games from now and up to 4 months ago to now. That's how many video games so far because they're adopting or at least taking more seriously the International Age Rating Coalition tool. Basically, that's going to be law now.
222? I'm pretty sure Jericho invented that.
Oh, it's 220. Anyway, the thing is that right now Australia's current classification board is backlogged about 150,000 games that have to be cataloged in order to be released in Australia. So that's a lot of games that still have to be classified that Australia can't get until they are. So the Attorney General of the government says it's impossible for us to do this many games. So basically, if you want a game to be released in Australia, put it up on the IARC tool.
Does Australia really need a fucking age rating system? I'm sorry. Most games that are higher rated, more mature, say RPGs, feature stuff like skeletons and giant spiders.
Actually,
They're fucking right outside. They're right outside the window.
I'm gonna get into that, but yeah. So
but
if
an
you
Australian spider, dude, those things are serious business.
Yeah, that's what I said.
If you want a game to be released in Australia, you have to do the IRC tool, and they've added to the tool to their own specifications because they're going to make it the law. Basically, I'm going to get into exactly the nitty-gritty here. there is about 200 categories of you have to fill out on the online forum, and out of those 200 categories, there's about 600 subcategories you have to fill out in order to properly get your game released in Australia. Now, anyone would be like, fuck that shit, that would take you like days to fill out this fucking form just so you can have your game on there. But like, I guess if you want to get paid and you make games there, you gotta do it. Now, some of these questions in the categories are: does the game contain any body fluid functions? Okay, question mark, question, okay. Does it contain any belching, flatulence, or vomiting, and it used in a humorous manner?
I'm not thinking about that. What I think.
Those are two separate questions. Okay, does the character display fictitious creatures? Does your game display any characters with exposed body parts? Does your character does their game contain fictitious creatures that have bare or naked breasts? Does their character fictitious creatures display have like naked legs or thighs? And it goes on. Like there's
you
like
see her feet. Ban it.
Yeah, like literally, there's like probably hundreds of categories just for like body parts alone, let alone like all the other stuff. So, ooh, spooky skeleton. Like, you know what? That skeleton's naked. That's a naked skeleton. He's not wearing any clothes. He's gotta have some pants on. I mean, seriously.
Normally they have
pelvic bones all up in your face.
Did they just ban like Kingdom Hearts? Because Donald Duck doesn't wear pants.
Well, see, the thing is that they said that the backlog of games now that probably won't get released is between 180 to 200,000 now, because that's how many games they expect it will be now that they're not going to get. And this is not including the already, 150,000, I think. This is like in the upcoming, I think, year or so. And this includes all from like indie games to like really big ones. So there's like a whole bunch of, really small games that aren't going to get, released either. So that's why I like the number. I'm like, I don't even remember that many games coming out that year, But there's a bajillion like smaller ones.
If they can't get any shitty indie games, does that mean PlayStation Plus in Australia will be giving actual games?
They won't give. You know what? I bet like the amount of games they're going to get is the numbers between -1 and +1, like the number in between that one.
Oh no, they won't get Rocket League. Oh.
In case you're very bad at math,
And they won't get
0.
Was it rain on every one of those? Look how many we're giving away.
Yeah.
So they said pretty much the IRC is, since it's such a global system, they're going to hold this jurisdiction, all the whole thing, because I was thinking, okay, so the developers fill out their own shit. Sure, it takes like probably, I don't know, weeks, or I don't know how fucking long it takes you to fill out this fucking thing. But let's just say you do it, right? And let's just say you lie your ass off because they're not checking anymore. You're thinking like, you're just gonna make up shit and put it into the tool and this, but that's fucking federal government laws you're breaking now. You're gonna like serve time in prison and shit now.
They'll ship you to Australia.
It's like federal law now, so if you lie on it, you're gonna like go to jail, which is even stupider. I just wanted to get my game out. No, you're fucking thug. You're gonna go to fucking prison where you belong. 25 years of life. It's just ridiculous. Because if you lie on the forums, because that's what I was thinking, if they're gonna, only the people are doing it, and not like like other people are gonna be reading it, but. Yeah, you don't want to fucking break these, or like, answer wrong, because if you answer wrong and your game turns out to be, and I'm sure with the millions of freaking categories, I'm so sure some of them will come up under discussion or whatever.
Again, though, they'll be in a different country, they'll get away with it.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're in Australia, it'd be sad.
In Australia, they've probably built it with that in mind.
Yeah, I know, but it's still gonna be sad. So yeah, sorry to all Australia developers.
None of them?
What?
Like none of them? Their last major studio closed a couple weeks ago.
I know, but I'm sure there's some dude making some stupid game somewhere that he can't get released now. Like, I'm sure there's some people that in their
Oh
basement.
no! Now we just have to release it to every other country in the world and make all the money like Warner Brothers did with the last Mortal Kombat. Oh no! It sucks for Australian gamers, but for the developers, it doesn't suck that much because they're still going to make shit tons of money from the rest of the world.
They said they are going to They said they're going to, and these are for all console-based games on here, but they're going to then grow the digital market and check it out there. And they're going to try to invade, like, PC space, too, and, whatever. I don't know how that's going to fucking work, but, like, how can you control the shit on people's laptops so they download, but,
I look forward to seeing where this goes.
Yeah, I was like, how are you going to manage that? They said because there's not going to be that as many games on the consoles that they're going to try, the next step is to control the digital front, so... Okay. See how that fucking goes. Okay, that's it. It sounds like such a mess. That's it.
All right, so Mole, your second bit of news?
My second bit of news just amused the shit out of me. You can now recreate your favorite moment from Thomas Was Alone. With the game's first wave of action figures. There's 4, count them, 4 blocks included in one pack for just £20. In that one pack, you get Thomas, Claire, Chris, and John. Ah. And the figurines are the work of independent artist Kerry Dyer, who also sculpts all manners of other gaming-related designs. So these are top-quality blocks.
Can you send me a link to that?
You can order the figurines for yourself and put down that money again. Yeah, $20 via Dyer's site. Check it out today. Thomas Is Alone action figures.
That is amazing. Is he making Tetris ones next?
No, they're too complicated.
Oh.
Fucking L block. No. But yeah, when I saw that, and I was like, wait, $20? And it gives you a pack of just 4 fucking little useless blocks. It's like, the game doesn't even cost that.
Oh, no, I was hoping they get like a stand or something with a nameplate and be like, this one is Thomas, this one's Claire, they just unpack it all loose.
It's funnier that you don't get a nameplate. Because that way, if you learn by playing the game and stuff and know which one's which and various other stuff, you could when your friends come out, you can point in the box and go, that one's Thomas, that one's Claire, and they'll look like you're crazy.
I don't want to look like I'm crazy. I get enough of that already.
But I will say, yeah, I played the game and I know which one Thomas is because I spent most of the game playing it, and I don't know the other ones. They kind of bleed together. But there's like different shaped blocks, and I will admit the game was semi-fun.
John's the tall one.
I got that because that was one of
the blue one.
Yeah, I got that because that was one of the PlayStation Plus games one month. Which
for jelly.
I will say I saw something this month that just made me facepalm, and I mean this month is July as well. Why are a load of game sites doing the compare the price of the games on Xbox Gold and PlayStation Plus? Because they compared the price of all the Plus games announced and all the Gold ones, and like the difference is only about it's like about $10 different, pretty close to shit. Cool, this month, cool. And I'm like, the price means fuck all. One's giving you Rocket League, the football game with cars. Another one's giving you Assassin's Creed. Pretty sure one of these people have heard of. Can you guess which? You know what I mean? It's like, shouldn't the quality come into it more than if I download all these games, I've made this amount of money?
Yeah.
No, I'm not downloading like this month on Gold and on PS4. I'm not downloading any games because I think they're all shit. And I've played the Assassin's Creed 4 on, I think it was PS4 because I think it was PS4. I think it was PS4. No, not with you, Pew. I think PS4 because that was one of the ones my brother had with the one with the. I think it was the one with the pirate ship or whatever. But I'm like,
yeah,
I was bored shitless. I was personally bored shitless with Assassin's Creed. I'm like, yay, I'm in a boat. Cool.
Mhm.
I'm trying to
I'm on a
assassinate
boat.
something.
You don't assassinate things in Assassin's Creed. You collect things. That's collecting the game.
Yeah, you want to assassinate something, you got to play the first one, and eventually you'll kill something.
Yeah.
After you rescue some people and learn where he is and how to kill him, then
Then you kill him in slow motion. It's meant to be a memory, yet it slows down everyone around you, as if somehow this dude has weird magic powers. Oh my god, that dude must have killed Tupac.
How did you know?
It's the only way no one saw it happen. But yeah, like I said, I just thought that was weird. And yeah, feel free, because I know you're probably going to, feel free to Google those Thomases alone.
I did. That's why I'm saying I saw them just in there, all those. I want them to be epic, I want them to be on a stand, like a stand that I can take them off of, but a stand that they can stay by themselves if I just suit and when I'm done playing with them.
This goes into a conversation me and Rick had, like, when was it, Rick? Like 2 days ago, about overpriced shit to do with gaming. Like, we don't mind paying the price for a game, but like my nephew had like a cardboard creeper head, made of cardboard, and it was like £20-30 for cardboard.
I was like, you can fucking make your own.
Well, you can also make your own PC, but I still see you buying a console, peasant.
I'm just saying, you take a box, okay, you stick it on your head, find out where the eye holes are, take it off, color it, put it back on your head.
Yeah, it won't look as good. I'm pretty sure it won't look as good or official.
So what? It's fucking $20 for a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, that was my point. $20 or £20, which is like $25 or for $30, but for a piece of cardboard, or in this case, £20 for 4 little tiny blocks. What the fuck?
I got a question for you real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked it up. Now, is it sadder that they made them or that they're sold out where I found them? You bought the last one.
Yeah.
No, I didn't, because I do like that they're accurate though to the size and shape, that I really like, and it's also sold out on the one that I'm on.
I'd be pissed if they weren't accurate to the shape. That's like the one thing they have going.
Oh, not the shape. Sorry, size. I meant size ratio.
That's the one thing they have going for them.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's still, but no, I need them to be more fabulous. If you're gonna give me $20, they need to be more fabulous.
That's the point of this. It's useless tat for $20 for £20. Why? For £20, I could buy a fucking Lego set that contains multiple bricks.
Yeah. That's the best way to do it, and then build them out of Legos, because then you could repurpose them when you no longer care about Thomas Was Alone.
Yeah, it'll be my Lego Thomas Is Alone. Yeah, here comes Batman.
And the Ninja Turtles.
I just told him my name was Thomas, and Batman started to cry. I don't know why. Boom, geek reference. No, but back to Rick. That was the stupid news.
Wow.
That was stupid. That was stupid. £20.
Yeah.
And you said they're sold out. That just makes me even sadder.
They're sold out on my site too. Which site did you use? The thing.
It was like Carry something or other.
Oh no, mine was Eurogamer.
Ah, good. They're sold out in multiple places. It's gonna be the next Miiverse.
Pretty much, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe that's what they're gonna. Anyway. All right, for my second bit of news, since I apparently always do the Kickstarter ones, but there's a new game on Kickstarter. It looks kind of interesting. It's called Undead Darlings: No Cure for Love, which is made by some ex-employees of NIS America. And it's basically half visual novel, dating sim, and dungeon crawler RPG. And all the girls that you interact with and I guess date, I don't know, are dead because they're zombie girls. And I'm like, it's like one of those premises where I'm like, that sounds really wacky. I want to see it because it's just, that sounds so out there.
That sounds awesome.
It sounds like like my friend was telling me about this dating sim, and it's a dating sim except everybody's missing body parts. They're not like they're not like zombies or anything. They're just people who all happen to have accidents or are born without limbs or something. And I'm like, that's so horribly sad. Why would you want that? Like,
yeah.
Like he's just a stub, but I'm like, what? What the?
That does sound pretty cool, though. I don't know why. It just sounds like one of those premises I kind of want to see.
It's depressing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Like, it's so sad.
Well, if you do look up the Kickstarter page, it does have a trailer for it that shows the characters for it.
I just hope one of the dead girls goes, "Oh, you take my breath away."
Or they can say what my other friend's been saying: dead girls need love too.
There you go.
They do.
If they put in like stuff like that, though, Mole, then wouldn't it just be Dead Rising 3? It's like, look how tragic it is. He lost his head over it. Like, you can't do one-liners while trying to be sad. That's just, you just mess both of them up.
I agree. Yeah, I almost took Kickstarter and used this month, not last month, but it was during fucking E3. Because we finally had an update on my Alice for the DVD.
Oh, right.
It's coming this year. They've all got the artwork for it done now. They've got the DVD menus. They've got it all done, and they're ready to ship it like this year. So I'm like, thank God, yes. Because I was worried that'd been cancelled, like many sad. You know what I mean? Like most Kickstarters, they just don't happen. I'm like, oh. But this was one I really wanted to see. American McGree's Alice.
Yeah. And as of now, the Undead Darlings has 11,000 of its $50,000 goal and 27 days to go. So we will see if it is funded or not.
A high school person dating an undead person. I really hope there's a dramatic stare button.
I assume the character you play as is already dead, but I don't know. Yeah,
only on the inside.
It says he wakes up from a coma and finds the world a very different place.
Then he must be alive.
He's just dead on the inside.
Probably.
That's why I said, yeah, he's dead on the inside. He's just dead from the waist down. No.
Then you just kill yourself.
Not after these girls. Anyway.
And if they're zombies, would you really want to risk putting your cock in their mouth? They eat flesh.
Yeah, when I first read the premise, I was like, ooh, wait. But then they showed the girls. I'm like, okay, they don't look too horribly zombified. It's not like one of them's missing a jaw or something weird, you know?
Oh, but they got the best features.
Apparently, they just have some cuts or bandages on them. I'm like, oh, okay, this could have looked way different and way creepier.
And be honest, we all found the female zombie in the Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 games sexy.
Which one?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them. They were like,
I'm gonna go with no.
I was like, oh yeah, she'd so get it, but unfortunately she's trying to eat me, so.
Is that what you want, though? You want her to eat you?
No. As I said, unfortunately, she's trying to eat me, so I have to put a bullet in her head.
Then you'll eat her.
All right, so on to the catch-up section where we talk about up to 2 games that we played over the previous week. So first, take it away, Pew.
Alright, I only played 1 game this week, and I've been addicted to it non-stop playing it. ESO, Elder Scrolls Online. So yeah, it's so freaking fun, addicting. I just keep freaking, you know what? It's mostly crafting too. I'm just freaking, because every day I get resources from my hirelings for the skill, so I just get new stuff, and research takes a whole day, so I just put stuff in research, and then I'm like, okay, then I just don't play it. Or
you're only playing an MMO for the crafting. You're the worst type of person. You're worse than those blocks being sold out. No.
It's just so fun. I love it. I have stuff where I can if I have if I get enough of these things, I can turn it into a legendary. I can turn a piece of shit item into a legendary. because of the things that I have. That's freaking amazing. I could take like your stupid smelly shoes and turn them into the awesome shoes of hobo-ness. I don't know. But that's what I imagine if you took like, some crappy thing, and that's what it would turn out to be. But it's just cool. I really, really like it a whole lot. And I like doing like a whole bunch of, there's like a shit ton of fucking quests. Like, it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. And it just, it looks and feels great. I like that you can have like when you go to new crafting materials, you have a whole different design of your outfits and stuff. Because I just got a hide robe, and it's really freaking cool. It's much cooler style now. Yeah, I like it. It's cool, my cool badass mage robe made out of leather, animal skin. Oh, it's so crazy. It's just it's awesome. It's new levels of stuff.
Nice.
It's super fun.
All right, Mole, your games then?
I played J-Stars. That game is awesome. I have
More
now.
like Yay Stars? Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I played J-Stars, and I got all the way through J Adventure as Ichigo, and I've completed Ichigo. I didn't quite do all the side quests because one of them was hidden. And I think I may have missed a couple when I had like multiple worlds you could go between at once. But I still tried to do all the side quests I could. I've unlocked every single character, every single support character. I've got a whole fucking deck built up, which I will admit, my deck essentially makes me Big Show. I've got like no stamina. My stamina is shot to shit. But if you get up close and I hit you, I do a shit ton of damage.
Basically, you only need just one good punch.
And it made it even better when I got some J Adventure exclusive cards to add to my deck, and they were both Ichigo ones that give Ichigo more attack. And I'm like, fuck yeah, put both of those on there, on the slots for the adventure only cards. And I could fucking just eat through people's health with like certain combos and stuff. It's like, yeah. I also love how difficult it became. It went from piss easy at the beginning to, okay, fair enough, it's more close. Then at the end, it became a few times where I got killed and I had to come back and stuff, and I like that. Like I mentioned to Pew, the last boss essentially showed me how to kill him. Because the last boss is, for Ichigo's story, is an evil spirit. Which is some of the main bad guys. They take the form of, the other fighters to pad the game, which works. But they took the form of Ichigo for the final boss. And then he goes against me and Goku, because Goku ended up being on my team near the end. And as I'm going through, he fucking slaughters me at first by exploiting this really like broken ass combo system. And I'm like, okay. Then when I restarted the fight, I did the same thing to him, because I'm like, thank you, you just showed me how to beat you. And it worked. I'm like, he's not more broken than me, he just knows how to exploit it better. Yeah. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. And I totally loved, like, the ending was fun. The J Adventure mode, you start off on a little shitty boat, you then get better sails, cannons. It levels up into like fucking to be able to hover. Then you get a blimp to go over mountains, and you get like a ninja thing to break this rock to go through this ice area. It's kind of awesome, if that makes sense. And I just loved all the interactions. Like, I don't know every character. I'm not claiming to know every character, but this actually made me want to see more stuff with those characters. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. I just love doing that shit. Like, boom, just eating through people. I also loved on some of the side quests when it'd be like one dude against two of my team. I'm like, well, this dude's dead. Especially when I got a card that makes me fucking like have +8 on my damage on the first 30 seconds. I just rush in there and do my fucking combo that like knocks him into the air, and I do like a 30-hit combo in the air and leave him on the floor. Took off like half their health each time. I'm like, yes.
Nice.
I also love the different specials too. Like Ichigo's is fun because I can't use it all the time. Like if I was playing as Goku, I could easily exploit the Spirit Bomb whenever the fuck I want to use it. If I'm Ichigo, he puts all his spiritual pressure behind one block, behind one fucking giant blast, and as he does it, it takes away his life force. So it's like it kills you, which means you have to either do it when you have to do it and be willing to take a mark, because when you die, obviously they get a point for you being dead, which means,
Right.
you know what I mean, you have to kind of think about, okay, is it worth using this now or isn't it? And I like that. So
Nice.
yeah, J-Stars, and there is a load of other modes like arcade mode, which that was okay. I didn't see the point in adding that mode, I'll be fair. But there's also the what the hell is it, like road with multiple people, which is cool. And freedom mode is just fun where you get to make your own battles and stuff, which is fun. But yeah, so I played J-Stars.
Woo!
And I do plan to review that sometime in the next month or two with Richter right here.
Yay.
I don't know why I'm pointing to my right. You're not actually sitting next to me, but Richter right here.
And they can't see you that you're pointing to the right anyway.
True. None of this makes sense.
None of this works out.
But speaking of Richter, right there, I also played Dead Rising 3 with Richter right there. And we played through story mode, and we played through Super Dead Rising 3. Oh, fuck, what the hell is it? Like Hyper EX plus Alpha Edition? I can't
Super
remember.
Ultra Dead Rising 3 something Hyper Edition EX plus Alpha.
Yeah, and it's awesome. I love both modes. Both modes are fun in their own right. Like playing as like Ryu in the other mode and being like, Hadouken! With the big blast. It's fucking awesome. But then again, playing on story mode and just building random shitty combos is fun as fuck. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like any part of the game is shit to me, at least. A lot of times in games, I find one mode is fun. The other mode, some modes might, at least one mode may be shit to me. This one I did not like. Playing Titanfall, there were some of those verse matches I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is not a single part of this I didn't like, and it was fun playing with you. Like we did some fun ass fuck.
Yeah. Threw that lady through a window and.
I love my new teddy bear bomb, but when you throw it, it goes, "Give me a hug," and clings to their face when it blows up. It's like, what? Okay, I'll accept this. I'm worried the bomb's going to go off in my story mode, though.
Then you just redo it.
Yeah, then just only do the story ones, just plow through it, because I'll be God.
Yes.
Which wouldn't hurt. And I can always do that in co-op anyway, just be like, Rick, yeah, join me. What for? God mode.
Yeah. Well, that's
Hello,
pretty much my
Michael.
ideas, or my goal is I'm trying to get my level enough up so I get some really good skills, and then actually worry about trying to like rescue everyone and whatnot.
Yeah, what I'm doing is going through and trying to beat the bomb and get to, the main ending.
Right.
Then I was going to go back and do it in free play where I'll rescue all the survivors and just do all the other shit like I normally do in Dead Rising, which is fun. But that right there is something awesome about this game, is there's multiple ways of playing. Although if you're, like we said, if you're the type of person that cannot just go through and do the story mode, you have to do every little side quest and look for everything. You're gonna fail. You need, like Rick said, and like I said, you need at least one playthrough with story and one playthrough with the other.
Yeah.
To do it all. You can't, and maybe even 2 or 3. Like one where you go through like chapter 1 and do all the side quests and shit and take your time and do that. Another one where you may go through chapter 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I also love the fact I just completed chapter 3, and like we said, we were getting to the airplane. Like I said to Rick, this isn't going to end well because it says I got 4 more chapters. This is the part of the horror film. It's like, yay, the plane has arrived. Smash. No.
Yeah.
But over to Rick.
Yeah, I think it is possible, I think, to get all the stuff in one playthrough, but not your first playthrough.
Oh,
because you really need like extra health and damage and ammo and carry capacity to really, and like survivor health and stuff to really.
And all the blueprints.
Yeah, Yeah, so you really have the tools to then do it. But yeah, that's pretty much my goal, is to just kind of go through. If I die or whatever, I'll just restart the chapter, and it's mostly just getting experience. And yeah, we did one chapter, I think, in the story mode, and it took forever because I didn't realize it at the time, like toward the end it did, but we played like a couple hours. I was like, we haven't even finished the one chapter, and I was like, I know, because like if we had done just the minimum, it would have been a lot quicker. But we were like we're like, this guy's here, let's rescue him. We're like, oh look, blueprints, or we got to go kill the psychopath, and we were going off and doing stuff, and I would inevitably get sidetracked with I would grab one of my awesome weapons out of the storage, and I would just find a giant group and kill them, and then he'd be like, oh man, I'm dying over here. I'm like, well, where are you? And he'd be like 200 meters away. Or like there are times when he would do that.
Yeah.
I would go to the objective, I'm like, oh, he's all the way back there, like and we would just get absorbed with like murdering something or putting on a tuxedo or whatnot.
Yeah, like the time when I went back to fight off a horde of zombies because I'd accidentally took off my leather jacket and put on the woman's cardigan. And I'm like, I kind of want to take that back now. Now I want to put my jacket back on. It looks cool. I like my jacket. I really do.
Well, I didn't know that when you put on a style, if you used it again, it would put back on what you had. So for a long time, I just had on random crap that I had found just so I could unlock it. So there's like super serious story mode where he's like bitten by the zombie and he's like, I need to find Zombrex. But I have a giant Servbot head on and I can't take it seriously. Because like you can't see his face, so you just see that head, and he's just like, "Oh man," he's like, "I need to help get the Zombrex, or I'm gonna die." And I'm like, "Hee."
Yeah. It's like when you showed up in my game and you had on the wig, the mustache, whatever the hell, like a Hawaiian shirt, then boxing shorts that we found, then like fucking like cleats or something. You're just like, yeah, look at me.
Awesome. Then I got that awesome fur pimp coat. That was amazing.
I need to go back and get that. I want the pimp coat.
I think I had yoga pants on too at that point when I put on that coat, and I was like, "Yup, I'm good." And I had the like the gym stash, and what did I? Oh, I want to say I had the Colonel hat on at that point, not the fro, but I don't remember. But yeah, it's.
I think it was the Colonel hat at that point because at one point you swapped after the afro, you swapped to the Colonel hat.
Yeah.
Which at one point you found a jacket that made you look like a trainer.
Yeah, especially with that stat. And I was player 2, so I was Dick, who has kind of like a mullet going on. So I had like long blonde hair, like that stash, and like I totally look like a train conductor. That was awesome.
Which, if Pew ever gets an Xbox One, she needs to get that game.
It is really fun. On that. But yeah, we did the.
I didn't understand what she said. All I heard was the.
I thought she said 10 for that.
That's what I said.
Okay. But yeah, we also did the arcade remix, which was awesome. I finally got all the costumes. Captain Commando's amazing. Also, I'm not sure if he's accurate or not, because when he does the... Do you remember Marvel vs. Capcom 1, Mole?
I do.
Or 2. You remember like the Captain Corridor where he would hit the ground and that giant electric geyser would come up?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because it was, as far as I remember, it was called Captain Corridor. That's what it was always called. And then, like, in this one, he says Captain Collider, and I'm like, I don't know if, like, was the old one, like, it was Japanglish or whatever, so he didn't say her. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know which one's accurate. But he also gets the Captain Kick, which is amazing. And I was doing that to get, like, a big kill count, because I just wanted to see. Because it'll say, like, at every, like, 50, 100 or whatever, it'll say something else, so it'll be like awesome combo, and then like I was like, oh, I wonder what other ones he said, and then higher up he's like beautiful, and then something, and then I got to 400 and he's like unicorn, and like yells around. It's like written in rainbowy letters with exclamation points. I'm like, that's awesome. I probably, if I didn't want to get more kills, I probably should have recorded it so I could have seen those, but I recorded at the end. It still said unicorn, but he didn't like, he wasn't all like ultra combo about it, which would have been cool. But yeah, that game's really fun.
It is. I like that. I like that arcade mode as well, where you're like, oh, we need to kill like 750 zombies. Which, like I said, in one player on your own, that was a little tricky.
Yeah.
I failed that a couple of times. Then in 2-player or 3-player even, we fucking went through that with like loads of time to spare.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's like I said, like when me and Chris we did it on story mode, those fucking annoying bikers.
Mm-hmm.
Because we both got in cars and just drove in different directions from each other. We just slaughtered all the bikers in like a couple of seconds or so, because it was like, because they all came towards one or the other, and the other one would clip them all.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, two-player is really fun, and that makes that game a lot easier, which is like I appreciate that, because like especially starting out when you're like not level 50 and have all the blueprints, like the help really helps because it's easier to rescue people and get blueprints and do all the stuff on time, which will then help you level up, and then it's like and also just really fun just because you're not like tethered to each other, so inevitably you do run out, or if there's or run away from each other, but also if the objectives are like farther apart, you can each take one, so it cuts down on some of the remedial traveling. Plus, it's also great to drive up to the other person with a car and be like, "Get in," and just start spouting off one-liners and stuff.
Yeah. The one thing about that I don't like is like I mentioned to you, the zombies seem to take a lot more to go down this time. Like it seems to me like they built it with multiplayer in mind, not single player, and it's kind of not much, but it's kind of semi-hurt Dead Rising. Because I remember these zombies when I was in Frank in the mall, and it's like, oh, eat a pie to the face, and it sticks to their face. Click erotica. And now it's like, it's still got humorous elements, but there's more seriousness.
Yeah. I think that like the normal zombies don't seem to take much more if you have a weapon. I just don't like that they can lunge from really far out, and that bothers me. Like that's what makes them a threat. But then you get like the special zombies, like one wearing a fireman coat is like 30 times stronger, which makes no sense. Like you're just sitting there hacking them. I'm like, you're just wearing a fireman coat. Like why does that make you almost invincible?
Yeah. Although I also think one of the other reasons they may be slightly harder.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more of them because it's a big open area, so there's less time to just grab something from pie and quickly throw it or something.
True. Like the other special zombies are fine. Like the cop doesn't take much more, and it's like it's dangerous because he has a gun, and the football player will charge. Like that makes sense. The fireman I didn't understand why he was so much more buff.
Yeah, the fireman was like, what? But so at the same time, so was the worst one for me was the soldiers, but they're not zombies.
Yeah, they're asses because they dodge. You like shoot and they like miracle dodge. I'm like, you're not Neo. They also shoot, you dodge before I shoot. Like he dodges like the second I shoot. I'm like, you can't do that. You don't have those reflexes.
Yeah, they also have that one ability that I've mentioned. Almost every game has for enemies.
Mm-hmm.
They can just keep shooting at me with the assault rifle. If I pull down an assault rifle and they die, I'd run out of ammo.
Yeah.
Where's their ammo, bitch? I want to see them have to go and pick up like the massager and come back to try and finish me off.
Yes.
But that game was fun.
Yeah, I like that game. Then on the other end of the spectrum, we have Elder Scrolls Online, which is really, really fucking terrible. That game is awful. I'm sorry.
I don't like it.
No. In some ways, it's the opposite of Destiny. Where Destiny had like solid gameplay, but just no depth or, content or story. This has like story and content, but the gameplay is so awful that I don't want to do it. It's really an MMO with a Skyrim skin on it, and I feel that all the MMO elements just took away from Elder Scrolls. It didn't add anything of note. It just ruined stuff they had. I hate that game. Thankfully, my wife can stomach it just enough that we'll try to get our money's worth out of it, but I can stand it long enough to like boot it up, steal some crap, and then sell it so she can get some money. But I tried all 4 classes, and that game's not good. It's not good at all.
Did you try all the classes with the races?
For the minor bonus, I don't need to.
Fair enough. Some of them seem less minor, like the health, like the Imperial's health one if you're trying to build a tank.
Well, I don't have the Imperial Edition, thankfully. I didn't waste that extra money on
Oh,
it.
I only mentioned that one because that's the one I'm playing as is the Imperial race. I don't know what the other races are because I'm like, well, I
Yeah.
bought the Imperial Edition. I'm being an Imperial.
It's like the orc gets like extra heavy armor, where it's like his heavy armor levels up faster. You know, it's not like a super big deal. And the wood elf, they have like extra bow damage, and like my what do you call it? Nightblade, whatever. Also, yeah, there's classes. Fucking no, they already went wrong there. But you know, like he has the X, and I used the bow with him, and it wasn't that great. And then I switched to the two swords, and that wasn't great. And I was just like,
The Breton with magic seems really good because they get an extra bonus to magic.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty good at matching that stuff. It's just, I don't know, the gameplay is so bad that a minor bonus, it'd have to be like that they're twice as much damage or something, or some crazy broken ability for me to be able to stand.
I do
playing
have
this
a
game,
giant lightning monster.
A Storm Atronach.
Yeah.
I had a whatever that first little thing you summon is. Yeah,
Oh,
and
the purple monkey.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But just, so yeah. But now on to our topic of the week, which are franchises when other companies took over. Hey, there's a good example when ZeniMax did it instead of Bethesda. Anyway, and which ones worked and didn't work. So I'll throw out one, I guess, first that I thought worked was Borderlands, the pre-sequel, when it was done by the now defunct 2K Australia. I know it's still technically, you know, in the 2K family, but it wasn't actually done by Gearbox. It was done by someone else, even though they were handed a ton of assets. I still think it could have gone, you know, because there are examples where you give them stuff to work with and it still goes horribly, horribly wrong. So this isn't like the best example, but I think it worked really well.
I like the pre-sequel.
Yeah, I liked it too. And so I think that that's one that actually was pulled off, even though it was made by someone else.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that one was really good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this seems pretty good, but you know, ESO, but you know, it's like, okay.
That's fine. I know, you know, some people are gonna like it, and that's fair enough. But
yeah. Which, yeah, like I said, obviously we mean, like you said, like the developer thing obviously would count. And for anyone listening, what we don't mean is how, say, boo, we don't like Star Wars Episode 3 because it's different to Lego Star Wars, because they're different series. They're still Star Wars, but they're different series based upon Star Wars.
Yeah.
A great example would be Knights of the Old Republic. Knights of the Old Republic 1, awesome. Knights of the Old Republic 2 is almost unplayable shit.
And that was definitely done by somebody else.
That was, yeah, definitely. For the start off, I mean, BioWare may have a load of mistakes, but one of the ones they normally do is at least they would at least have planned out the story. Whether or not you like the story, doesn't matter. This one, the story at the end seems to cut off halfway through. And you're like, okay, so where's the rest of it? Oh, there's never going to be another one. Cool.
Like, oh.
Well, as much as I didn't like the franchise and you wanted to bring it up, the Call of Duty ones, those are actually really fun, and they play like uniquely from the next kind of one, and not going to say 100% because obviously they're all fucking shooters, but you know, like they've actually since they changed it up, they feel like a little bit different because I played 2 with Mole. Yeah,
they do. Like the Advanced Warfare one was awesome. Black Ops 2. Oh, 3, sorry. Why do I keep doing that? But Black Ops 3 seems to be exactly the same as Advanced Warfare. The only difference is they'll take what Black Ops people do, which is the great customization, and they'll probably add that to it. Because they focus more on the customization, whereas some of the other ones kind of play more on the modes and stuff. So each year the game is different enough. I mean, it's pretty cool. You know what's also a good example, Rick?
What?
Whoever the fuck they gave to make Street Fighter or Ultra Street Fighter 4 HD, because that was not Capcom.
Yeah, it was Backbone, I want to say.
Yep, and look at what happened. That was horrible.
Oh, was it? I heard that one was pretty good.
The remastered?
Yeah.
It was completely broken to the point they apologized and were going to give people refunds at one point, and they've been trying to patch it.
Oh, I thought that was the Ultra Street Fighter 4.
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said Street Fighter 2 HD.
No, I said the Ultra Street Fighter remastered.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't hear 4 in there. Oh, okay, yeah, no, that one was bad. I was thinking of, I thought you said 2 because that one was well received. No, 4 for the PS4. Yeah, that one was, that one was a mess.
Which, yeah, that was not good. I also swear because Bungie was off doing Destiny, Microsoft must have given that Master Chief Collection to someone else.
Yeah, well, Bungie, they said they were leaving because they got purchased or whatever by, or they purchased themselves to leave to go work with Activision, and they made, I want to say, Reach and ODST. They did not make Halo 4. That was mostly 343 who made the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, because I've played a little tiny bit of the Master Chief Collection.
Mm-hmm.
That is glitched.
That's what I've heard.
And I'm like, wait, you've remastered it by putting in glitches? What, is that to keep it current? Like new games? Oh, this feels so current. Look, it'll need a patch in a couple of weeks.
Well, I think that unfortunately for them, one of the things I've heard that makes sense was they wanted it out like around Halo's anniversary. So it was probably rushed by a couple months because they had to have it out like September or whatever it was, like really close to the anniversary of when the other Halos come out, and it's like, then push it off another year. So like if you really have to do that, it's better to not release it broken, because because they claim that they always care about only like the first month of sales, but if it's that broken, it's gonna hurt you. Like the first 2 days, it might be fine, but then once people know, it should drop off dramatically.
Yep. Unless they patch it fast, which I'm hoping they start patching it. Part of me feels they won't.
There was supposed to be a really big patch that supposedly addressed a chunk of it, but I don't think it fully fixed it. Because I've heard conflicting reports. It seems like people that I've read that still have it, they said that it's gotten a lot better. I don't think it's still perfect, but it's a much better. Where a lot of the people I see that make fun of it don't have it anymore. Like they played it and it was like, this is so bad, and they sold it back. So I'm not quite sure because I haven't experienced it myself. I wouldn't have bought it right away.
I only experienced it in one of the game shops because it was set up to try it out. So I was like, cool, and I started to play it and it was broken as fuck. Now it's possible they didn't do the updates because their system's not going to be online.
I would imagine so because I've had stuff like that in stores where it's like well, I mean, that one, I don't know how they do it over there, and it's rare over here for the store to put in their own disc. You'd want them to, they should, but usually they have, sanctioned demos, kind of like Sony or Microsoft tells them what to put on it.
That makes sense.
But even if it was their own disc, which it sounds like it probably was in that instance, but I doubt it would be the upgrade. I doubt it would be patched, so it would be the vanilla, or the day one version, which
I'm not sure if it was a demo or if Microsoft had given them the full game, because it was set up to publish the Master Chief Collection bundle with the Xbox One that they were doing, so I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? Maybe they gave them a console and a game to set up and do.
True. Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking at least over here with GameStop, they could do it because the infamous. The gutted games where they open up one copy to put the box on the shelf and they have the disc there. You could put that, or used copies, they'll sometimes put the disc in. They just Microsoft, at least back when I knew, Microsoft and Sony didn't like them doing that. But I mean, if they're coming by once a month, you can get away with it for a long time. And sometimes putting in something that people will actually play and then might go buy, because sometimes, if it's a demo thing, it'll be a month of Forza and Lego, so you can't put Gears of War in there, because the kids might come by. But
yeah, I could see that. Which another example of ones that work and ones that don't. I'm just gonna say it. Sonic, because they're all released under the title of Sonic Team. However, each time it's always a different developer. Like Dimps have helped them on some of them, and other ones have helped them, but they release it as Sonic Team. You know what I mean? So it feels.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And some of them have been great recently, like Generations, Colors, and Lost World were fucking awesome. But then there's been ones like Sonic 06 and Unleashed that gets mixed reactions because some people can tolerate the daytime levels enough to overlook the shitty fucking nighttime stuff. Personally, I hate Unleashed because the nighttime levels sucked, and you gave him a new flying sidekick called Chip, and then completely disregarded all his other sidekicks and friends. He has a flying sidekick that's already annoying. Include Tails.
Nothing against Sonic, but it almost feels like every game they like try to add a new character. When it's like some of them are like, it seems like they're really hit or miss, and it feels like they could use that to flesh out characters they already have. And if you know, like I always think of it like, was it Poochie? You know, like add a new character to make it fresh. It's like, you have enough. You could stop and bring some of these people back up, but it's like they just like I have an idea, sketch it out. Flesh it, or not even flesh out, but give it bare bones, throw it in, and then if people like it, they're like, this will show up later. If they hate it, they're like, never happened.
Yep, that's why they've done the opposite thing now. Like since Colors onwards, it's just been Sonic and sometimes Tails.
Yeah. And
I'm like, okay, I can understand maybe some of these friends didn't work out, although you still count them because they show up in the Olympics games, which I buy every year. But what the hell? I wasn't complaining at every single sidekick. Keep the original 4. And by the original 4, I mean any before the 3D era really kicked in, which is Sonic, obviously, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, because she came in Sonic CD. Nope, he was 3D, he doesn't count.
But I liked Big.
But he doesn't feel needed. Like,
some people like Silver.
No.
I got him as a plushie in a game where I shot water at things.
I will admit I did like Blaze, even though she was in Sonic 06. I did love Blaze, and I'm glad they resurrected her from a different timeline for other games and for her to keep showing up after she sacrificed herself to save Silver, who I look at Silver and I'm like, he's a prick. Oh, cool, he's got the Force Unleashed engine so he can telekinesis shit. I don't care. I want to spin dash. And I still hate the fact, which is really off topic again, I know, but I still hate the fact, like I mentioned in the past, Silver shows up. He's called that because he's Silver. I don't get why Silver, who looks basically and had the same storyline, which makes sense because Sonic is a homage in some ways to Dragon Ball Z, but he's basically future Trunks. Amy and stuff looks at him and goes, Sonic? And hugs him. I'm like, okay, you're a hedgehog. So I can't say racist, but still, they don't all look the same. Like Shadow when she's like, Sonic, and I'm like, he's black.
Do you not even see with your eyes? You just feel him around. This feels like a hedgehog.
She sees in silhouettes.
Which, that's another problem they have with some of them. Shadow was fucking awesome in Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic Heroes, they brought him back to life, and it got a little too much, but it was still likable. Then we had Shadow the Hedgehog and stuff like that. It's like, they found people liked him, so they overused him.
They gave him fucking guns.
That is... Like, okay, I didn't play it, so I can't actually say, but just what little I've seen of Shadow the Hedgehog, that seems like the idea of where it just, somebody had an idea and it it went wrong. Like, that nothing went right with it. Like, let's put him in and we'll try to do it and give him guns. And, like, somewhere along the line, somebody needed to be like, nope, stop, done. And just, like, push a computer off a desk and give him something else.
You also jumped on top of mechs that destroyed the world.
Yeah, it's like the thing I mentioned to you in the... to you guys in the details discussion we had a few weeks back of that game actually has shitloads of multiple branching storylines. No one's ever going to see them all.
I did play that game a lot.
else, but they're just like, oh, let's make them everyone likes gritty. Let's make them gritty. Everyone likes guns. Let's give them guns. It's like, no, that's not what this game is about.
The only reason I kept playing is because I was like a car crash that I couldn't stop looking at.
Yep, just like Sunshine. But yeah, it's like when it comes to Shadow, I did love what they did with him in 06, I will admit.
Mm-hmm.
He plays like Sonic, but then he can also get in vehicles and use guns and stuff, so it's like they kept Shadow in continuity, and he was working for the government and stuff. I'm like, this is actually really good at having a different gameplay thing. Yeah, it kind of fucked up, because some parts you'd kick an enemy and he'd fall to the floor and go, spin around because it was glitchy as fuck. I feel like if they'd actually put effort into that game, it could have been awesome.
Sonic 06 HD remaster.
Yes.
I feel like I can say HD because I've seen the graphics, so I think I can say HD and get away with it. Not like Street Fighter 4 to PS4.
Yeah. It's like another one that worked, in my opinion. Some people may differ. I like Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Oh, the
Wii one.
Yeah, I was. Oh my god, I totally. Retro Studios, right?
It might be them. I just know it wasn't Rare who did the other ones, and I'm like, this is actually really good. In fact, this is better than Donkey Kong Country 3. I didn't like the third one where you had all the friends in it.
I like the friends.
Yeah, again, they just kept adding people.
Yeah.
I like the friends.
You don't need anything other than Donkey, old Cranky Kong, because, original and whatever trivia, Diddy Kong, Donkey Kong's son, I don't care what anyone says, and Skanky Kong. That's all you really need, because she's funny.
There's a Skanky Kong?
I forget Candy Kong, but if you look at her, like it's
She's a Skanky. I just it's hilarious that you called her name. I'm like, wait, there actually is a Skanky Kong. Like, that's her name.
That'd be look. I just want to call her that. Like she's terrible, but I look at her, I'm like, they should keep her because she's so terrible.
I like Cranky. I like Cranky, but I think they should just keep Donkey and Diddy. That's all we need. It got to the point of like Crash Bandicoot where they added his sister and all the other stuff. And I'm like, no, why?
Yeah. Well, like, what, Dixie? Like, I don't think they needed her. The only reason I want Cranky Kong is just because, like, whenever I see him do stuff, he's funny because, like, I like ridiculously crusty old men who just yell at you. And he's like, back in my day, we had to do it on one life, and we didn't have safe. And just, like, I don't know, he's funny.
He's awesome.
That's what I'm going to be like when I'm older, spoiler alert.
That's what you're like now.
Nah, kinda. But I don't have that giant beard and a cane, and I don't sit in a rocking chair all day.
All these things are purchasable.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, I have children. I'll get a gray beard soon enough.
I don't know. Growing hair kind of isn't your thing.
It comes out of my face. It just went south for the winter and never moved back.
Yeah. Like another one that worked is Disney Infinity 2.0.
I was actually going to bring that one up. I wasn't sure how much it counted.
It was still made by the same studio, but they brought in another one of I can't remember who it was. The ones that did one of the Devil May Cry things.
Ninja Theory.
Yeah, to do the combat, and it worked.
Yeah, there's like when you first start up the game, it has like I swear it's like 50 company logos on one screen. I'm like, what the hell? But apparently, like each set was worked on by a different developer, which is actually pretty cool. And I didn't know that at first.
Because they all feel the same.
Yeah, they blend really well together. But like when people are like, oh, this one's more focused on this, and apparently they're doing that with 3.0. So yeah, I was like, oh, okay, that's actually that's done well.
Yep, I like that when they did that with 2.0. I was like, that's pretty cool, and yeah, I could totally see them doing the combos or doing the combat and maybe giving it to the other people with what they've done and stuff, because the combat in that game is fucking better than the previous one.
Yeah.
I was gonna mention a game because I played some Silent Hill games, and then I played Silent Hill Downpour, and that was super terrible. It was not made by Konami. They just said, "Hey, stick our name on the box." And yeah.
You know what else isn't made by Konami?
Wait for it.
I know. I'm not gonna be a dick with the new Silent Hill.
No, but I'm just saying, like this. I'm just saying compared to the ones that I've played, because I haven't played like the newest new one or whatever.
Yeah.
But with this one, like this one was so terrible. Like, I got to a spot, like, I'm trying to break open this lock because that's, like, where the frickin' area is to go, and I'm like, okay, and I have a wrench and I'm hitting it, but there's no accuracy because every time you hit it, it goes in a different direction each time. Like, it's because literally, and there's no, like, cursor to tell you exactly where you're hitting. You just kind of, he's like hitting left and right. So I kind of have to chance it, so keep going at it at this one area, so eventually one of the random, like, chances that I hit it as I break the lock. And I'm like, really? And I had to look this up too, because I'm like, I clearly am not hitting this, because I swung at it like 50 times or something. I didn't do it. So I just kind of held the trigger and just watched something else until it broke.
Wow.
Yeah, but I had to look it up online, and like, this is really what you do. And after that, and the whole game is really shitty, and you can't fucking see anything because it's raining, whatever. But I'm like, this is just an example of we can't see anything because you didn't put any work into things, so you just want to make it as blurry as possible because everything looks like shit, and you're hiding it behind rain.
It's like another one that worked was the Arkham Origins.
Ooh, cool! I haven't played that one.
The game wasn't overly great, don't get me wrong. It pretty much uses the same city as Arkham City. It uses a load of the same models and loads of the same stuff as that, but it feels so similar, if that makes sense. And I'm going to say, after playing the new one, it's not the worst in the series.
That's hilarious.
Don't know if that's a good thing.
It's not the worst thing ever. I mean, they could have put a tank in there.
That's true. Like, that's like, it's sad that it's like I almost want to try it because that sounds so out of place.
Yeah, it's like one of these sarcastic comments I'd seen about the game. Someone mentioned, "Do you remember when that trailer hit of showing you the Arkham Knight?" And I was like, yeah, and I was thinking, yeah, I can remember. I goes, who remembers watching that trailer and thinking, oh, gee, I can't wait to fight the Arkham Knight in my tank while he's using a giant drill machine as a boss fight? Yeah, this is the game I wanted. And I'm like, that's funny.
This is totally Batman.
Yeah, because literally a lot of the boss fights are fucking tank missions. A lot of them are, and even Scarecrow's DLC missions for the PS4, you end up using the tank, and I'm like, you had a Scarecrow gameplay engine for the first game, and it was brilliant. It was the best. It was arguably one of the best parts.
In the comics, where he just gets in his tank and runs all his villains over.
Yep, but like I said, Arkham Origins was made by someone else, and it sort of does the Borderlands thing, if that makes sense.
Right.
It used a load of the same stuff, but it worked. It didn't feel that different. It didn't feel like, oh, this isn't that Batman Arkham game.
Right.
It felt lazy at times because it felt like there was nothing risky, and some of the story elements did kind of go, but not as much as some of the new story elements.
Yeah.
I'm also tempted to say the wrestling game because I when they swapped from No Mercy to Not No Mercy.
Not No Mercy.
That could work.
I wasn't sure if that would count because technically it'd be different series.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. I could see that though. There was a reason I didn't play SmackDown games for several years.
And see, I will admit I played both, but I liked both, if that makes sense. Like, I wanted to see both evolve differently. Like, the SmackDown 2 had, like, a casket match, or SmackDown 1, you could put a fucking dinosaur head on your CAW, because why the fuck not? And you could be a dinosaur. Cool. Right. Whereas No Mercy, you could edit the rosters, and you could do a load of the other stuff. It's like, cool. One's really over-the-top fun, and the other one's closer to what I'd see on wrestling. I want to see both of these evolve. But no.
I don't know, for me it was, I tried the first SmackDown versus Raw and I just didn't like it, so for years I was like, nope, not playing them.
I don't know if it would count, but does Saints Row 4 count? I wasn't sure if they bought the whole developers or...
I believe they did.
I wasn't sure if they bought them all or if they just, bought the franchise.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they bought Volition, or at least published in form. So as far as I remember, Volition has made them all. I don't think
fair enough.
I've got one. Oh yeah.
I just said Volition. That's a cool name.
Oh, that is cool. I have one that's an example of both, in my opinion. Is God of War on the PSP. Because I think they were both made by Ready at Dawn, I want to say. And like the first one, Chains of Olympus, I didn't like. You know, like I already like God of War is okay as a series to me. Like I don't really love it, but I don't hate it. I thought Chains of Olympus was really bad. Like I did not like it. But the next one, the Ghost of Sparta, I thought was really good, and I believe they were both made by the same studio, or if not, they at least weren't made by the like Santa Monica or whatever makes them the like, console ones. So I just thought that was weird that like of the like other company or companies making them, one was really bad and one was good. So it's like on both sides, which I thought funny. But like Ghost of Sparta, like just the story wasn't necessary, but I felt it was like pretty good and like the gameplay was good. But like Chains of Olympus was not as good.
Yeah, I could see that. I'll admit, I played them for the first time. I played one at a friend's house on PS2, but I hadn't really bought them. Then I bought them on PS3 with the remastered collection. I bought 1 and 2, played through that, and then played through the PSP one. I'm like, yes. Then I played through 3, and I'm like, this is a great film. Now where's my game?
Yeah, 3 was.
At least it's not Ascension.
Yeah, that's true.
At least
I feel like God of War 3 was like the start of Sony's like, oh, let's make pretty movies, you know, like that. And as much as it was fun, Heavy Rain was very much, it was light on gameplay and like Two Souls and stuff.
I feel that those were the same as like some of the ones on 360 at launch at the same time. And we had a couple with this gen too of they want to push and show how good the console looks, so they concentrate on that instead of gameplay. And I'm like, I want to see how it plays.
Yeah.
Well, look! You can watch movies like this. Yeah, I can also pop in a Blu-ray disc and watch a film in realistic graphics. What's your point?
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know if it was the same people, but I liked the new Double Dragon too.
Oh, Neon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was totally not made by the same people, and that game's amazing.
See, I was thinking, what happened to Dragon Age Inquisition? Was that made by the same people, or they just decided they died?
That was still made by BioWare.
But was it made by the same team, or like?
I assume it was, but what BioWare does is they take stuff from one and they branch out and see, okay, people like this about this game, people like this from this game. As much as I don't like Dragon Age Inquisition, I can see that they've taken stuff from like the Old Republic and Mass Effect 3 and some of the other stuff.
That think that, like, it was built by committee, Like, everybody voted in that these things are all good, so we're just going to put them together. We don't know if they'll actually be good together, but they were voted in by committee,
No, like I said, it's more them. Because it's their stuff, they each game tries something different, and when they find out which ones work, they keep it for the next ones.
I guess. Does that mean the next Dragon Age will be good?
I have no idea. Unlikely, because apparently the next Mass Effect is going to be more like Dragon Age Inquisition in space.
No, but I mean, is the next Dragon Age game going to be good?
Don't you mean in space?
Yeah, in space.
Because they realized that people did like the open world, but there was too many side quests, so they'll like lower on the side quests, more on the story, and
And another great example, which technically they could count because they do use the same name for the franchise. Dragon Ball Z Budokai going to Budokai Tenkaichi. Dimps to Spike. Fuck Spike. We don't want games made by Spike. Keep Dimps. They make the good ones.
Related to Spike TV in any way?
In that they're both shit, yes.
I'm not sure that's how relations work, but.
I mean,
it's
does
totally
it also
related.
a vampire that has a soul and also had the hots for Buffy and tried to rape her?
Yeah, they're both named Spike and they're both shit. It's too much of a coincidence. No.
But that Spike is awesome.
Yeah, Buffy's Spike is awesome.
Yeah.
I like William.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I said, that's just one for me. Hasn't the Smash Brothers been made by different people?
I think so.
Well, this one was Bandai Namco mostly. The other ones I think were all
In-house?
Kind of. It was HAL. I want to say HAL Laboratories, which is basically in-house. I mean, it's still separate, but they own it or whatever. It's.
I wasn't sure because Brawl
Yeah.
feels very different to the awesomeness that was Melee, which feels different to the ones before it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not hated any of them, but at the same time, you know what I mean? They just felt different.
Yeah. I think though with Brawl, it was. I think they were trying to undo some of the stuff that Melee had. Like wave dashing, it seems like they consciously wanted to avoid that kind of stuff, and that's what made it feel different. I'm not going to say better or for worse, just because I really do hate wave dashing, but it definitely felt different, and I think it was a decision to try and stop that is what made it different.
See, there was that, but there was also some other gameplay elements, like because of what the Wii inherently was, it feels like Brawl was made for more casuals, but it feels like Melee was made for more the GameCube audience, which makes sense. Like we use like sort of a cross between it wants to be hardcore and casual at the same time. Therefore, the new one's a hybrid of both.
Mm-hmm.
But I've not hated any of the Brawl games. It's just weird how different each one is. Like they actually do tend to be different.
Yeah.
Which is
have
good.
Different modes, I love the adventure mode, and then I love the trophy and the whole I don't know what you kind of call it, kind of an adventure mode where you go through a bajillion stages from all the people.
Yep. And it has to be done by a different developer. It has to be. The new DMC.
It is.
Oh, thank God, because that's a piece of shit. I would hate to think that the proper Devil May Cry people made that. I'd be like, oh God.
No, but they okayed it because they don't give a shit. No, that was done by Ninja Theory.
Yeah, I assume the developers of the other one may not have okayed it, but because it's owned by Capcom, they don't give a shit.
Capcom okayed it.
Yeah.
No, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's
Capcom.
why. Okay. This is off topic, but they posted a picture of Birdie, look how Birdie's evolved for Street Fighter V, but then people are like, you're not going to point him out in #1, and they're like, well, they don't want to point out he used to be a white guy, but Ken is in the pictures, and so people are like, oh, Ken's in all the pictures, maybe they're trying to, hint that Ken will be revealed next or something, and I'm like, but this is Capcom, they'll probably troll you, they gave you Fat Birdie, you'll probably get fatter Ken. or we got Box Art Mega Man, they're going to have Street Fighter 2010 Ken, they got to do something to troll people, it's Capcom.
I also feel like that's something weird. People so Ken has to be announced soon. Well, yeah, he's in all of them. That's kind of a given. Let's show it to people that are less likely to make it back. Let's have Juri be revealed again. I like to.
Yeah, I feel like Ken should be there, but I mean there were he wasn't he was in every actual Street Fighter game, but not all the ones that are Street Fighter games. He wasn't in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or technically 1. I know you could pretty much get his moveset. They should have just made him a separate character, but anyway. So it's it feels like Ken has to be there. It'd be really weird if he wasn't. It'd just be what? They actually had a Mortal Kombat game without Scorpion. It's no, don't do that.
Yep.
You see, I have a poster with all the characters on it for Mortal Kombat that my sister got, and I always use that for reference. I need one now for Street Fighter.
Yeah.
So now I can go, I know that character because he's on my wall, and I can point to him.
Which game? Which poster's the game from?
I'm actually... Which one is it from? It just says Mortal Kombat. It doesn't specify a game, I think. It must be an older one.
It's out of date, yay, because then you want to introduce new characters, cool.
Yeah, because it's got, Kung, I don't know who fucking these people, Kung Lao, Shun, Kung, Smoke, Tana, Kai, Cyrax, Braka, Melina, Scorpion, Kabul, Raiden, Kun, Chai. Fucking weirdo.
Just think of them all as Zelda, that guy with the green hat.
No, but there's like this white dude, and he's got weird fucking eyes, like Quan Chi.
Quan Chi.
And some Nightwolf, like Native American dude who looks like he should be on like the Super Friends. Ha! This guy's name is Noob. Oh, that's so terrible.
He was a noob before noob was a thing.
I know, but his name is Noob. What a loser. Oh, his mom thinks he's cool.
Poor Boone.
He was the original Sub-Zero.
No, because Sub-Zero's up here. On the top part.
Rick, make her go away.
Oh, and there's that dude, I think you were on the other one, that like super American black stereotype dude, Jax.
Jax is awesome. Gotcha. Oh.
It's
Jax is
a
pretty cool.
chicks.
Yeah, the only time Jax is, you want stereotypical, you need to see Jax's, I think it's his alternate costume in like Mortal Kombat 4, where he's got like the, I don't think he has a fro, but he has like the big gold chain around his neck, and he's like, oh yeah, like it's just so bad. Like you just look at it and you're like, oh no, they did that. Why?
I wonder if it says what year it's from.
Some yesteryear. But yeah, like we said, there's been various that have done that.
Yeah. It seems like a decently, in some ways, it's probably not if we look at it overall, but it seems like from what we remember, it's a decent spread of, I would figure more companies would screw it up than would get it right, but it seems like it's not exactly 50-50, but close, like there are ones that get it right and the ones that just get it terribly wrong.
Fingers crossed for DICE doing Battlefront.
Yeah, that has potential to go either way, I will say.
It does. I know some people are upset that they removed the campaign, but I was like, well, to be fair, that was the least played mode.
Mm-hmm.
It's like why did Mortal Kombat get rid of Mortal Karting and and chess combat and stuff? If you remember them, I'm like, they got rid of them because they weren't played as much as the main fighting modes.
Yeah.
But the new one does look cool. But how was Halo the ones without Bungie? Besides the remastering one, which may or may not have patched the glitches.
Well, I think the only one other than Master Chief Collection they made is 4, and I haven't played that yet. So.
Is that on the Master Chief Collection?
Yes, it has 1 through 4. Excuse me, and you can get ODST. You can get ODST campaign for like $5. They just released it, or it was free if you played Master Chief Collection like the first couple months after it came out when it was really terribly broken.
Nice. That was please forgive us.
Yeah, they gave out like a free month of gold and like that. And so, yeah, they had like a pretty big apology because I mean, it'd be like can you imagine if Uncharted 4 shipped and it was like the demo?
Yeah.
It like would restart itself and it was just boring as hell. Like that'd be pretty bad. People would be mad.
I feel if it was boring as hell, the Uncharted fans would still find some reason it was awesome.
Yeah. They would just not talk. They would talk about the good stuff and they would ignore posts about the negative. That seems to be how stuff like that works.
Yep.
What about this? Oh, that doesn't matter because I don't want it to.
Yep. Which, yeah. And, yeah, like I said with the Master Chief Collection, I believe you also got a live-action film, or is it a series? I saw the film on the... Yeah, I saw the film on the store, and it was live-action. Forward to Dawn is not animated.
I don't remember. I know that there was a live-action one. I don't remember which one's on it. The TV series, I think they canceled that. That was supposed to be something separate. I think they announced it around the same time, but it wasn't on it. But there is a film on there. I thought it was Forward to Dawn.
I was looking forward to the spin-off of the TV show Total Spartans.
What?
I can't decide if it... Well... I was like, no, it can't be the second one I was thinking.
I would watch
or oh no, I don't know any places in Halo. Damn it, I was gonna be like Halo Shore. Like, people in Master Chief armor and just be like, check out these abs.
Yes.
Like in a hot tub, and they still have the helmet on.
It'll be like punked, and then it's every now and then,
Oh
and
my
then suddenly a
God,
warthog will pull up and he'll get out. Yeah, you've been chiefed.
That'd be awesome if they should do a series like that where they just show like glitches and like fails in the game where like a guy shoots and it ricochets into his own skull. They do that, and then just instead of like laughing about it, they should do that, and then like the guy comes up and he's like, oh, he's like, you just got chiefed, and they're like, ah, and the guy's on the ground dead, and he's like starts laughing, If they like turn the glitches into a show like Punk, that'd be amazing.
That would also be awesome. Or, like you said, like like you see like a complete noob on it, which I'm aware will probably be me in the multiplayer. I'm okay with this, but you will see like a complete noob dying instantly, or having a stupid death, like he threw his grenade and it bounced back and killed him. Because Microsoft has people's details, how awesome would it be if Master Chief actually went to his house to be like, you have disappointed me. You have failed your chief. Just as a shout, and then like, what?
That would be funny.
And he just pulls out the laptop and shows the clip. You have failed your chief, and drives off. Like naming and shaming him.
Makes him do push-ups or something.
Yeah. It's like I said, I don't mind if we're playing the multiplayer and like say like if I'm not that good, so I may die a lot, that's fine. What I hated when I played the multiplayer was that little fucking kid. And it happened multiple times where I'd go to pick up, the laser sword. And right as I go to pick it up, I hear a kid be like, that's my laser sword, don't touch it. And as I pick up, he's like, that's my laser sword, I want it down. I'm going to get you for that. And he'll run you over and shit and kill you for being on his team just to pick up the laser sword.
Oh my god, if there was a kid who said that, I'd be like, you know what, your parents fucked and created you.
Yeah, but you get gamers like that, unfortunately.
No, if it was a little kid, I would destroy him. I'd be like, your parents did it repeatedly, non-stop, until they made you.
Yeah.
Imagine that right now, because that horrible sight that's in your mind, that's what your voice is doing to me.
I assume it was different people, but one example I'll have, Rick, as well. Mm-hmm. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reshelled.
I do not know that one.
Basically, they took, I believe it was Turtles in Time. It was one of them, and they completely ruined it. It was 3D. It was 2.5D. It looked cool, but they added like directional movement and stuff. But the enemies weren't moving directional and stuff, so it became way too easy to do the game. It's like, how's that fun? You've ruined what made the game play like the game. No. At least I didn't like that one. I don't know if Rick played that one.
I did. I don't remember any problems with it, but I know a lot of people hated it. I just didn't know that at the time. And that's the first I've seen of someone actually explain what they had as a problem in it. Most times people are like, oh, that game was terrible. And I'm like, oh, you're going to elaborate? No, you're not going to elaborate. Okay.
Yeah.
I think
it looked pretty. It looked nice.
Yeah, it did. But I think a lot of those like HD releases are done by other people, and those seem pretty hit or miss too. Like we mentioned the Street Fighter 2 one, that one was done pretty. Like Iron Galaxy has done some pretty good ones, but like what was but they did the Soul Calibur 2 recently, and that just sounded like really bad because they removed all the like single player stuff from it. You're just like, what? Soul Calibur 2? That had like the most amount of single player content, and they're just like, nah, screw it, and cut that out. And it was like all online, which okay, I could see that.
Oh no, they removed the guest characters.
Yes, I believe. Oh wait, I'm trying to remember. I want to say they might have actually had Heihachi and
Spawn.
And Spawn in both. Like, it was weird, but definitely no Link, and it didn't come out on Wii U. But they removed like all the single player stuff, and it was online only, which I could understand. I don't agree with it at all, but I could understand. But apparently the netcode was garbage, so like there was no reason to play it online. So really, it was like couch versus, and you're just like, you could do that. You know, it'd be better just buy a GameCube in that version. You could probably get it for the same price.
Yeah, I could see that. And yeah, some of those are, like you said, like that. One I'm curious about is the new Devil May Cry one, Devil May Cry 4.
Oh, the special edition?
Yeah, like I said, that's the only one I hadn't completed. Because I borrowed it off someone and got through like part of it on their save. And I was like, that's kind of cool. But then I was like, you know what? I actually want to play all the way through it, and it's only like 20 quid. So I'm like, I don't see a downside to this.
Well, it's Devil May Cry 4. No, but well, the reason I want to try that is I also, didn't finish 4, but I like that it went the route of 3 special edition, where it made like more people playable. I think that's an awesome way to do like a re-release of a game. Is you add something like a new experience into it.
Yeah.
Because it's like not only do you get Dante and
Virgil.
the fucking the Nero, that's his name. The horrible design Nero. Yeah, they added Virgil and then Lady and Trish, I think. Like you swap between them. And I'm like, that's cool. Like that really makes me want to try it because I like that there's, you could try screw arounding with different people instead of just the 2 that it had.
Yep, which I was like, yeah, that's cool. Like you said, they added to it.
Yeah.
The one I don't like, and that's the only reason I haven't purchased it, is the new Resident Evil HD. Did you see the way they did that camera?
No.
It cuts off like big portions of the screen. So they've made it widescreen by cutting off a certain section and blowing that up and making that HD, which it looks pretty, but when you play the original and you realise how much of the screen's missing, that's the difference between, oh my god, there's a herb over there, or oh my god, there's a zombie over there, and certain death.
Yeah.
That's the way these games worked.
Yeah.
I feel like this was a fun topic.
Yeah.
It was.
I feel like I have a topic for next week.
Ooh.
Okay.
In the same vein.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritual successors.
Okay. Wrote that down.
What was that?
I wrote it down, so I didn't remember.
Yeah, thank you. Spiritual successors. I thought that might work. Like, I keep seeing one on the Xbox One, which a friend of mine's warned me don't buy, but it's called something like Scream Team or Scream Coaster or something. It's meant to be a spiritual successor to Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Oh,
I've heard of that.
I thought it was gonna be like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but which I haven't played, but I don't think it's very much like that.
I loved Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I saw that this is a spiritual successor, and that's what the developers said. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
When a friend of mine said, yeah, it's not good. And I'm like, oh.
It's fun, but it's definitely not Roller Coaster Tycoon at all.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd like it if you were looking for a Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah, like I will admit, I will be buying, when I can, Zoo Tycoon. But I know with Zoo Tycoon, it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know there's problems. Like, one of the big problems apparently is the space. I'm not sure if you've seen that.
I think you mentioned it where it was like it had space to hold like a certain amount, but you couldn't, even though you had space, you couldn't add more animals or something.
Yeah, and I'm like,
You're just like, what?
Yeah, why would you do that? But did you want to take us out, Rick?
Yeah. All right, so there you have it. Some franchises that worked and didn't work when taken over by a different developer, and hopefully next week we'll look at the spiritual successors in a similar vein. Yeah, it's 2 S's. Hard. There's a lot of S sounds in there. I'm gonna slur it like I'm drinking. Anyway, so thank you very much for joining us. Hope to see you next week. Good night.